This is going to be his introduction to the treadmill. Now, Marvell has had a little bit of an introduction earlier. And so one of the things I like to encourage my clients to do is, if you want to introduce your dog to a treadmill, and it's a great resource when it's hot outside like it is right now in Las Vegas, it's too hot to walk these dogs outside or spend any quality time to burn off some of that excess energy. This is one way we can do it. And one of those ways is, let's get him on the treadmill. So I'm going to introduce him to the treadmill. Come on, Marvell. Good boy. Let's step over him. Oh, you want the treat? Okay. So you place the dog on the treadmill, and you can use a food reward or just some gentle leash pressure to walk him onto the treadmill. And then once he's comfortable, now Marvell's sitting on the treadmill. One of the keys that I suggest, that I recommend, some people will tether down the dog in 3 different spots to kind of give him some support and some brace. When I'm first introducing a dog to a treadmill, I like to kind of straddle the deck of the treadmill and just use my body as a guide, so that when he starts to want to get off, I can just kind of nudge him with my legs back on and guide him across the treadmill. We start the treadmill at a very, very low pace. Good boy. Ah. Good boy. So he's going along the treadmill. Now I can't tell you, when I first introduced him to this on the first run, he was a little more nervous about it. So if your dog starts to freak out, be a constant. Don't use the leash and pull and yank and all that. Just be constant. Use constant pressure and just hold still. And as he starts to release towards that pressure, come to that pressure, go back, let's start walking up the deck of the treadmill. The collar's going to loosen, and the leash is going to loosen. And he's going to get more comfortable. He's going to understand that as long as I stay walking here and Ken's above me, I don't have anything to worry about. This big bad machine's not going to eat me. So this is literally the second time we're actually introducing him. The first time he was on that treadmill for about 5 minutes. I did film that video, and he got a little excited when he first got on because he's a boxer, and he ended up knocking down some sides and things like that. So we wanted to do another video just to show you that the dog is going to seem apprehensive at first. And if you straddle the dog, you just kind of coax him through it, and you use the collar. And you can use a prong collar, you can use a slip collar, a flat buckle collar, that collar that the dog, that hangs around the dog's neck isn't always necessarily the best thing because it just applies pressure in one place. I like the prong collar because it gives even pressure around, and we can just kind of talk to him. Just talk to him like that. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to just turn it up a little bit. We're only going at a 0.6, so we're not going very fast. And that's one of the things I got to stress to you. When you're first introducing a dog to a treadmill, the first few times you put him on, you don't leave him on for a very long time, 5 minutes at the max, and you go at a slow pace to let him start getting used to it. Now what I'm doing is I'm starting to bow my legs and bend a little bit and letting his body get a little more sway in the walk of the treadmill and in the gait. So he's doing really well. You can see the loop in the collar here. I'm not controlling him, pulling him, or doing anything like that. When he starts to get a little off focus, good boy. Good boy. Give him some verbal praise, but make sure he's doing it right. Not when he's nervous and freaking out and all that. You don't want to reinforce that negative behavior. But now he's doing something that I approve of, which is walking on this treadmill calmly. I'm going to praise him for that. You're darn right I am, because he deserves it. He's a good boy. He's trying something new. And this is only the second time. He literally was on it for 5 minutes before. He's going to be on it for another 5 minutes here. Take your time. Don't rush it. Don't turn it all the way up to 1.5 and run him as fast as he can on his first few tries. Let him get used to it first. But in the first few minutes, straddle over him. When you know you're ready to increase the speed is when you can step off the deck of the treadmill. So now you can see Marvell's a little nervous. His safety blanket just left. Come on. Easy. Easy. Notice I'm using this as a breaker bar. I'm using the treadmill top as a breaker bar to just kind of let him keep them in place, add a little tension to that leash. And then what I like to do is just kind of simulate a little walk next to him. Let him know it's okay. Yeah, you're doing good, buddy, huh? Yeah, you are doing real good. This is an introduction to a treadmill, guys. There's not a lot of ways because each dog handles it differently. I have dogs that I put on here that get it the first time out. There are dogs I got to do it 10 different times before they finally get it. Here's Marvell, and he's literally, he's only been on this thing for 5 minutes earlier, and he's on it 5 minutes now. And he's taking his time. Now he's slowly getting it. Good boy. And I don't recommend leaving them. Do not leave your dog unattended when they're on a treadmill like this. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. So now he's starting to surge forward. We're just going to increase the speed a little bit. So 3 key pieces of information. Start off with something positive. Food with a little praise. Just walk him onto the treadmill. Don't turn it on. Just walk him onto the treadmill. Take it up. Use some food or praise. Do that about 3 to 4 times. It takes about a dog 3 times before they start to figure it out. Then after that, straddle over them and turn on the treadmill at the lowest setting. And just let the treadmill go very slowly. And as he starts getting accustomed to the ground moving with the world standing around him, that's when you got to be firm. Apply a little leash pressure, guide him. And you guide him through talking to him. You use the leash and say, it's okay, buddy. You're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. And then after a few more minutes, let him walk at that slow pace, and you straddle over him and be kind of a comforting guide. So as he's walking, his body starts to sway a little bit. He's just bouncing off your knees. That's all he's doing. But it's reassuring that you're there and that everything's okay. Now, after a few minutes of doing that, you gradually step off. He's going to freak out a little bit, but now you just talk to him again with the leash and say, easy. I got it, buddy. You're all good. You're all good. Keep an eye on him. No more than 5 minutes the first few times. You can do those 5 minutes throughout the same day. But give him a few minutes and then kind of like an eraser board. Wipe it off, put him back in his crate or let him outside, and then reintroduce it again and reintroduce it again. And after about 3 or 4 sessions of 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to start finding the dog is going to start getting very accustomed to it. And after, a few more tries, I'm going to be able to set this leash down and be able to walk away from him with no problem whatsoever. Good boy, Marvell. Good boy. So that's how you treadmill train a dog. That's how you introduce it properly to him. Be patient. Take your time. Don't reinforce or don't, give him some petting or coddling when he's freaking out. Only pet, coddle him, or give him positive reinforcement when he's doing it right. Like right now, you're doing good, buddy. Yeah, you're doing awesome. That's a good boy. Yeah, come on, come on. It's like a kid on a training wheel. You just keep on working with them. Good. Yeah, you're doing good. All right, guys. This is Ken with Tags Canine here in North Las Vegas, Nevada. Give us a call if you have any questions or problems. Check us out on the web at www.tagscanine.com or search us on Facebook at Dogs Las Vegas. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Good job, Marvell. You're a good boy. Okay. Easy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Come on.